If you're a parent and an entrepreneur, I want to inform you about an option you can consider that will both lower your taxable income and allow your child to be paid as an employee of your company tax-free. This can result in an up to $14,600 tax deduction for your business, which can equal huge tax savings for you and tax-free income for your child. But you must be compliant with a few regulations. When I was a child, I had my first job starting at age 9 in my family's restaurant. In addition to wearing a very embarrassing mascot costume and dancing on the side of a road with advertisement signs, I also helped to serve customers, get orders ready, and run the cash register. Not only did I enjoy doing this, but it instilled in me a strong, lifelong work ethic. Now, unfortunately, my parents did not know that they could actually reduce their taxable income by hiring and paying me as an employee of their business. Which is why I want to share with you how hiring your child as an employee for your business is not only legal, but can also serve as a taxable deduction for your business and result in tax-free income for your child. You can then help your child to open up a high-yield savings account or investment account, allowing those tax-free dollars to grow and accumulate over time. To see how powerful this can be for your child's savings, I want to show you a demo. Here is one of my favorite high-yield savings accounts through Ally. Ally is one of my favorite high-yield savings accounts, and right now they have a 4.2% annual percentage yield. Now, let's say you have a child who is 10 years old and you are going to have them work for you for 5 years until they are 15. Let's say you pay them $800 per month and you continue to do that and then invest that money into a high yield savings account with a 4.2% APY. If they continue to work for you and earn $800 monthly for 5 years, then you can see here the amount that payment can grow and accumulate with interest over time. At the end of 2028, they will have $54,000 in savings. According to the IRS, if you're self-employed or own a business, you can employ your child and deduct their wages as a business expense, which in turn will reduce your taxable profit. Additionally, payments for the services of a child are not subject to Social Security, Medicare, or federal unemployment taxes. This means that you will not have to pay FICA or federal unemployment taxes on the salaries that you pay your children if they are under 18. Federal income taxes, you can hire and pay your child up to $14,600 for the year per child, and they will not be subject to federal income tax for 2024. For tax year 2024, the standard deduction amount has increased to $14,600. This means that if your child earns $14,600 or less from your business, they will not pay income taxes on that amount. Keep in mind that if your child has other income that brings them above that $14,600 threshold, they may still need to file their own income tax return if they exceed this filing threshold. There are a few rules and requirements to follow when employing your child. First, they must be a legitimate employee and perform actual work for the business. This means you can't just pay them for doing household chores or running errands for you. They must have a specific job in your business and be paid a reasonable wage for the work that they do. Because you're hiring them as an employee, you must follow all standard hiring procedures and regulations in accordance with your local and national laws. Next, you must keep accurate records of employment, including timesheets with the hours your child worked and their payments. This is important to ensure that you can prove to the IRS that the wages you pay them are reasonable and that they are actually performing work for the business. The United States Department of Labor has published the child labor provisions of the Fair Labor Standards Act, otherwise known as FLSA. The Department of Labor states that children of any age are generally permitted to work for businesses entirely owned by their parents, except those under age 16 may not be employed in mining or manufacturing, and no one under 18 may be employed in any occupation the Secretary of Labor has declared to be hazardous. Additionally, there are specific provisions that limit the times of day, number of hours, and industries that children can work in. This includes limitations that the work must be outside of school hours, no more than 3 hours on a school day, including Fridays, no more than 8 hours on a non-school day, no more than 18 hours during a week when school is in session, no more than 40 hours during a week when school is not in session, and between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. They also outline some specific jobs that children may and may not have. IRS Accounting Corporation has a very helpful document which helps to explain and simplify the IRS tax rules when you hire your children. Rule number 1, they must be bona fide and legal. Your child must be a bona fide employee and you must comply with the same legal requirements as when hiring an unrelated employee. Rule number 2, ordinary and necessary. Your child must be paid for services that are common, accepted, and helpful, and appropriate for your business, like answering phone calls, designing your website, cleaning your office, or a common one that I see in my industry is children modeling for their photographer parents or for the company. You may not deduct payments made to your child for personal services like babysitting. And rule number 3, reasonable compensation. Your child's compensation must be reasonable and comparable to what you would pay an unrelated employee performing the same tasks. There's also a specific note here that FICA tax obligations are going to vary based on business type. If your child is under 18 years old, they do not have to pay FICA payroll taxes as long as you either have a sole proprietorship owned by one of the child's parents, or 2, a partnership where each parent is a partner, or 3, an LLC taxed as one of the first 2 structures. If your business is taxed as a C or an S corp, a partnership, or an estate, then your child's income is subject to income tax withholding, Social Security, Medicare, and federal unemployment taxes, regardless of their age. I strongly would recommend consulting a tax professional to ensure that you are in compliance. Now, for those of you that have decided to hire your child for your business, what is your next step? After you have decided to hire your child, you have a suitable job for them to perform, and you have decided on reasonable wages and ensured that you are in compliance with all employment laws, then your next step is going to be to actually hire them. In order to do this, I have a simple solution for what may seem like a very overwhelming process. This is going to get your employees set up and ready to go pain-free. When it comes to hiring employees, my favorite tool to use is Gusto. Gusto is one of my favorite tools that I use in my business. It allows me to hire, onboard, pay, and obtain insurances for workers' comp and basically everything that I need surrounding payroll. This really takes out the mystery out of the process of hiring employees. It checks everything against your local employment laws and makes sure that you're in compliance with your state employment board. Click the link in the video description right now so that you can check out Gusto. So if you own a business, I want you to consider if employing your child and taking advantage of these tax breaks that come along with it may be a good fit for you and your family. Let me know in the comments down below if you will be doing this.